Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. Today is February 3rd, 2023. And today we have a Divine Dragon activation and sharing, and just coming into what that really means for you on a personal level and why you're here. Just tuning into your own heart and your own intention, um, and how you're showing up for yourself and what you're really looking for. If there's something that you're really looking for to gain out of this call today, and you feel inclined to just write it in the chat, you can do that. And otherwise, we'll just get to flowing. And I want to just share some things that have came up for me recently in the past week or so. So they might relate, you might relate or connect to some of these things. Florian says connecting more with the black dragons and psychic protection. Okay, that's one of the things I was going to talk a little bit about today. We'll start there. So I think it was about a week ago or within a week, I received I experienced sleep paralysis. And if you've ever experienced sleep paralysis, it can be very scary in the moment when it's happening, because it's like you're awake, but you're awake in more than one dimension that you have awareness of, and you can't move your body. And it's sometimes kind of like maybe you're outside of your body, but you can't get back in almost. It's different for everyone how it's experienced, but for me, it was very vivid that I was outside of my body and I couldn't move it. Hold on. Beatrice says, for me, the dragon that showed itself was silver white, lying on my bed when I went to sleep. Oh, that's a very good sign. Yeah, so in this sleep paralysis state, what happened was I was going to bed listening to a meditation, a quantum jump meditation that was like about writing your future and visualizing what you're wanting to create in the future. And so I was doing that, drifting off, but I was reaching this kind of trance like altered state where I was kind of awake, but kind of not, and kind of in other realities. And I felt something present in the room. And then I realized that I was in a sleep paralysis state. And I felt all this like negative influence coming in, like that was blocking me from having clarity of my vision, from allowing me to see what I really wanted to create. It was like other weird energies. It wasn't anything particular or specific, but it was just interfering with my consciousness and my peaceful state as I was falling asleep. And I was kind of like, okay, what is happening? And I allowed it to happen for a minute. And then I realized, and then it was like I awake in the dream kind of experience, or awakening in that moment was like, oh, I remember who I am. And in that moment, I was able to just transform, and then I embodied that dragon energy. Oh, that's okay. I wish I spoke Portuguese. um, so anyway, in that moment, I transformed into a dragon and was able to just completely alter the energy and scare off the entity or whatever that energy was that was coming over me. It completely went away as soon as I just took on that embodiment of remembering who I am and being a dragon. So the dragons tend to be amazing allies in that they can help us to embody that great strength and that great power, that great energy. And personally, I've been looking a lot into Buddhism and the way the Buddhists see the dragon and work with the dragon, because Buddhism was one of my first uh, interests in my youth. Even though I was brought up Catholic, around age 14, I started getting very interested in meditation and Buddhism. So I was like, what is this about? So now I'm very curious about these ancient traditions who really honored and revered the dragon. Why is that? So the way the Buddhists look at the dragon is that the dragon symbolizes the compassion, the enlightenment in action. So it is simply the embodiment of the action of the moving towards that enlightenment. Whereas the Buddha itself symbolizes enlightenment himself. And the dragon is that action that you had to take towards that enlightenment. And dragons now in our Western culture can often be depicted as, oh, you're chasing the dragon again if someone's drinking or something like that. I've heard that used. Or you have to slay your dragons or fight your dragons, as if dragons were these negative entities or negative beings that were trying to distract you and get you off your path, which that is maybe a shadow aspect of a dragon that is written in history. But that's not at all how I see them or work with them. Because if there's a dragon showing up, they're there to help align you or help get you on your path. And sometimes that could be in a way that's, hey, you need to stop drinking or stop this behavior, stop this pattern. It's not serving you. So yeah, I'm going to show up as this big being that's going to nudge you and push you back in the direction of stepping into your power and taking action towards being all that you can be, or in your passion and your purpose and your life purpose. So that's really how I've worked with the divine dragons. Hi, Janine. I'm just going to put you on mute while I'm talking. So I'm just sharing a little bit about how the dragons have came in to really help me embody my power and release any fear. Especially right now, there's a lot of fear in our media and even in TikTok and just the circumstances of the world. It's kind of like, especially here in America, it's a little bit discouraging sometimes the way people are treated and the way our government or financial systems work. It's a little bit disturbing in how long this can really play out the way things are. So regardless of all of that, we have to be empowered in our own lives to take action towards the betterment of humanity and towards the betterment of our own lives. And the dragons are simply a symbol for that momentum, for that action. And we remind ourselves that we have that same power within us to be a dragon, fearless, unstoppable, to take action in our lives, to help people, to be of service, to help the planet, to help the earth. Whereas often in European mythology and folklore, the dragon was often seen being slayed by different saints and knights and these kind of things. And unfortunately, they demonized dragons and made them into monsters and something that needed to be killed and done with. But what we can also look at during that time of history, is that that was a time when any ancient traditions, any practices that really honored nature were being obliterated and replaced with Christianity. And that's what everyone wanted people to follow and pay attention to, was Christianity during that time. So the dragon represented nature and the practices of honoring nature, and that was just not okay anymore, according to this new law and religion. So that is why it was depicted as being killed. And that's something that we need to maybe rewrite and look at and see how we can bring together and integrate practices that serve all of humanity, not just one idea, not just one philosophy, but a way that we can really bring love to all peoples. And that part of that love is that respect and honor and reverence for nature. And so that's just the big teaching from the dragons, is remembering to honor and to listen to nature, because we're not separate from nature. We are part of nature. We are one with nature. And any illness that we're experiencing in our bodies, nature is also experiencing that illness. And so we have to look at each other, how we're mirroring and reflecting each other. And if I'm not taking good care of myself, then I'm also not taking good care of nature. Nature's also not being taken good care of, vice versa. So we need to just rethink about how we interact with nature. And the first step in doing that is just making time to take a walk and communicate with the nature that you see in your reality, the sky, the trees, the plants, the birds, and saying, "Hi, wow, you're beautiful. You're part of me. I'm so grateful. I'm so abundant. I'm so in love with this reality. It's so fulfilling. Look at how beautiful it is." And just coming back into that honor and reverence for nature and for what exists in our reality to help maintain balance, because we're being stretched and pulled into this age of technology and all these medical advancements and different things that are great, but if not balanced correctly, they can throw us way out of balance and out of sync with nature. So we want to maintain that deep connection with nature. And really that's all the dragons are here to symbolize and remind us of, that deep connection with ourselves and with our own power and ability to make changes in the world. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to share was a couple nights ago, I received a download and a warm hug from the dolphins. And these dolphins were pink dolphins. And it's funny because prior to that, I was also working with the pink dragon and feeling a pink dragon around me. And this energy is just very childlike and loving and joyful and compassionate and just pure love. And while I was in um, meditation, I received these codes from the dolphins, and I felt like the dolphins were just swimming all around me and gifting me with all this joy and love and nourishment. And what they told me was that even though so hi Liz, welcome. I'm just going to mute you while I finish this round of talking. um so what they explained to me in their dolphin way, what the dragons were also explaining to me is that, well, we can't see them necessarily. I mean, we can if we're looking closely and looking with our heart, right? And we're feeling into what is in front of us versus just what the eyes are perceiving. We're feeling energies. That's how we're able to really see a dragon. But most people aren't able to see or do that yet because they're not really feeling with their heart from this space. They're looking first. But the dolphins are real beings that live on Earth that we can see, that everybody knows exist, and we know they're real, right? And these dolphins, as well as whales and sharks even, but particularly dolphins and whales, have almost extraterrestrial intelligence. They are super smart, super conscious, and they are living in a territory that we could not live in or exist in. So basically, they're our own galactic intelligent beings that might be smarter than us in some ways, who live in the water on our planet. So I was getting this message of communicating with the dolphins and with the whales from the heart to work together to help heal and transform the waters on the planet. Because right now, I don't want to say the majority, but a lot of our water is polluted and suffering because of basically human negligence and disassociative patterns where people have just disassociated from their body, from their reality, and they're not anchoring themselves into the truth of what is reality. So we have all these people that are very disconnected. And so, what we're being asked of right now during this time is to simply learn to connect again. And that connection starts with your own body and mind, and connecting your heart and mind, and your eyes and your ears and your hands, and just bringing everything online together. That is the alignment. Alignment is when all of you together is working towards one intention or one cause, one meaning, one purpose. So when you can align your energy centers with your beliefs, with your values, your morals in life, you can bring all of this into alignment, and you are able to open your heart to give love as if you were the most abundant beam of energy. Then that's how we're going to shift consciousness on our planet in a major way. So we're all playing this game together, and we forgot that we're all interconnected. Now we're just coming back to that connection. And so the pink dolphins wanted to remind me and remind you to communicate with them. And yesterday was the feast day of Iemanjá in Brazil and in other regions of South America. She's a deity, mermaid-like goddess of the ocean. And so that energy of the ocean was really coming through in the energy of the water. And so we can work today with the pink dragon, pink dolphin energy, and also the blue dragons of the ocean to help bring up more healing in our own bodies and more opening of the heart, more expanded energy of our heart. So that's what's most important today. So we'll do a little bit of an activation and a meditation for heart opening and call in the dolphins, pink dolphins and pink dragons. And I also, before we jump into that, just wanted to tell you guys that I'm really excited because yesterday I decided to announce that I'm going to do a divine dragon retreat here in Sedona, Arizona next month. That'll be the first one for the spring solstice. So we'll be working with the dragons and the energy of the land to bring forth messages from the land. I'm also going to bring in some indigenous teachers to also guide us in being in integrity and respect and honoring the land, and do some powerful activation work. So if anybody can come and make it to that, that will be amazing. It's available on my website, but you can also reach out to me with any questions about that. So we're going to go ahead and get started and call in the dolphins and dragons today, dolphin energy. And so set your personal intention as you're dropping into your heart and just closing down your eyes, and just start to really honor yourself for showing up today for yourself, and just giving some reverence to the divine, some gratitude for the nature that supports you, the abundance, the food, the water, family, friends, whatever you're grateful for, just bringing that energy in as you start to breathe. And I'm going to encourage you to also just rub your hands together to build some energy, and start to shake your hands out throughout your aura and energy bodies, just to move the energy, anything stuck. And breathing, moving that energy all around you. And start to just circulate the hands. We're starting to bring in that energy of the dolphin that is very playful and moving. So breathing in and letting go. breathing in pure love and letting it go. Pushing out of your heart anything that doesn't serve you, breathing in and letting go. And just coming into an aligned position. Maybe rolling the neck or shoulders and letting go. Opening your heart, feeling warm, feeling protected, feeling guided. As you just breathe deep, allowing yourself to settle in, dropping into this moment. This moment in space and time, just clearing the energy around you. Everything starts to slip away, moving into the space, into the void, into the nothing. Simply allow any problems to just drift away. Any stories about you, none of them true. Just dropping all illusion, dropping the confusion of the ego, of the mind, just letting it rest for now. As you come into this peaceful space of energy, infinite, abundant energy. Limitless potential, reaching across all space, all time, allowing yourself to drift deeper and deeper and deeper. And as you breathe, coming into the heart, the cosmic heart of the universe that is at the bottom of the ocean, and yet illuminating, beating in truth, beating in love. And just smiling as you feel this cosmic heartbeat, this pulse. This pulse of life, keeping all beings alive. And from this space of peace and emptiness, begin to sense this warm, joyful, playful energy. Maybe hearing sounds echo through the distance. And seeing the flash of pink cosmic energy as you are all of a sudden surrounded by pink dolphins. And these dolphins bring so much joy, so much play, so much pure energy into your auric field, swimming circles around you as you swim and play with them. Even become a dolphin if you like. and experience this family, this connectedness, this energy. Divine play, divine joy, divine freedom. And with this dolphin family, you swim and play and rise to the surface. You can see the horizon and the sun and the sky. The dolphins are jumping out of the water and splashing. You're just sensing this cosmic connection through the heart of this dolphin energy. And as you swim and play, the dolphins come together and circle around. And in this circle, the dolphins transmit and send a signal into the center of the circle. And you're part of this circle too. So send this signal from your consciousness, from your third eye into the center. And this is a signal of love for the waters, for the ocean, for all of humanity, for all of life. Just feeling this signal from the dolphins being sent out into the universe. And upon casting this signal, the dragons, the dolphins, and yourself merge into this beautiful, divine pink dragon. And this pink dragon swims and encompasses the earth, bringing joy, bringing laughter, bringing play, bringing loving energy and upliftment. Just seeing the faces of those you know, laughing, smiling, playing, feeling compassion, forgiveness, and this energy of joy. And breathe in deep and exhale. And know that it's all okay. It's all fun. It's all beautiful, and it's all an extension of you. Every being, every creature is an extension, an aspect of your divine self, of your divine truth. So send this signal of love out into the universe, all directions, throughout all of the cosmos, through this energy of the divine pink dragon, watching the skies be filled with love, be filled with pink energy, and the waters awaken and activating the life force energy. As you breathe deep in your heart, maybe stretching out the arms and bringing this love, bringing this energy back into your heart, back into your body. And just bowing and honoring this life, this body, this earth, this temple. And reminding yourself of that inner smile, bringing that inner smile about. Remembering these playful dolphins that are always happy, that are always joyful, no matter what is going on in the world. This is your love and your destiny, your fate, to encounter and exist in this divine truth of love. So allow this love to ripple through your being, through your mind, and through your body. And make a new commitment today to yourself to bring yourself more joy, more love, more laughter, more play by allowing your imagination to run freely, to create freely, and to authentically be yourself, knowing that you always have family, whether you can see them in the physical realm or not. They're always there. And if you really need some physical form of touch or hope, help, then just go to nature and talk to the trees, talk to the birds, talk to animals, and remember that they are your brothers and sisters, and they will never leave you. They're always there in one form or another. So giving thanks and coming back to your body, coming back to your awareness, the present moment. And just remembering any feelings that came up during this session, this activation. And if anyone has anything they would like to share, please do so. You can also just share in the chat. And also, if anyone has any questions about anything, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Okay, otherwise, I will just share with you a little bit more about what's going on this month. This weekend, we have the full moon coming, the snow moon, I believe, the full moon in Leo in Western astrology, anyways. And so this moon is calling us to be in our power and have the courage and strength that is necessary to make changes, to take action in your life. So this is a really great month to start building momentum, really momentum towards whatever your dreams or desires are, anything you've been putting on the back burner that you've really wanted to do or become. This is the month to start building that momentum and let go of old identities and ideas that have kept you held back, and start to create a new life for yourself, building that momentum, remembering that the dragon symbolizes that energy that it takes to make a change or to stand up for oneself or to simply be firm in your truth and in your actions you take. So remembering that throughout the next month, I definitely encourage you to do some type of challenge to get yourself either out of a habit that you no longer want to do or to create a new habit. They say it takes at least 21 days to build a new habit, but 30 days will do you good to incorporate. And so that's what's happening. And then we're preparing, we're preparing right now for the spring equinox. So we're going through this transition time right now we're getting to come back into the light. The winter time has here in this part of the world has been shadow, winter, cold, hibernation. So we're getting ready to emerge again. And so starting to think about what seeds you really want to plant for yourself in your life and what you really want to bring into fruition during this year of the water rabbit in Chinese astrology. And I have a retreat coming up, like I mentioned earlier, in March in Sedona. If anyone ever feels called to come to Sedona, or you're going to come to Sedona, please let me know as well, because I can also do one-on-one workshops or group workshops when you come out here, and we'll do this live in-person retreat March 17th through 19th to prepare for that spring equinox, and that's going to be very powerful and a lot of fun because we're going to bring in other facilitators as well that will share things like breath work. We'll have a cacao ceremony, and we'll also be working with some indigenous people that are local to the land so we can really learn to honor and communicate and pay that reverence. But we'll also be doing activations with the divine dragons, as well as doing a CE5 to make contact with galactics and hopefully see some things, some magical things in the sky. I've seen a lot of really awesome things in Sedona doing this work. So I'm really happy, excited to share that with people that can come out. So if anyone has any other questions or anything they would like to share from today, if not, then I will look forward to our next activation. I feel that I will do one on the 22nd this month. So we'll do the 222. 222 last year was very powerful for me as I was in Egypt doing activations there with the pyramids. And so it'll be a year since that. So I'll be working with some of that Egyptian energy as well, and the work that was done there in February of last year. So thank you all so much for just being part of this experience. Appreciate you, and sending you all so much love from the Pink Dolphins, and look forward to our next interaction. So have a beautiful day or evening. Ciao.